Okay, everybody, here we go. I'm going to try to keep going with some rotations. So, the transformation we're going to use in this case is the coordinates x, y turn into negative x, negative y. And this is a rotation 180 degrees around the origin. So, we're going to name our points. We got z, we got e, and we got u. Okay? Z is the points negative 2 in x, right? And then y is negative 5. Alright? E is the points negative 1 in x and negative 2 in y. And u is the point negative 1 in x, but it's all the way on negative 5 in y. So now what you have to do to rotate 180 degrees is find the images of all these points, okay? So these are z, e, u. We're going to call this z prime, e prime, and u prime. Okay, and to do this, you just change the sign of both coordinates, okay? So negative 2 turns into a positive 2 for z, right? And then negative 5 turns into a positive 5, okay? To get the coordinates for e, I look at e, and negative 1 turns into a positive 1. Negative 2 turns into a positive 2. Now for u, we look at negative 1 turns to positive 1, and negative 5 turns to positive 5. And then we put our points down where they go. So 2 and 5, 1 and 2, and then 1 and 5. And then if you connect that, we would just graph the image of our figure. Okay? So you go, that's how you do these. So see if you could do this one. Just don't forget that the transformation is x, y turns into negative x, negative y. So get the coordinates of the point x. Alright, what do you get? You got negative 2, negative 2. Get the coordinates of k. You have negative 4, negative 4. Get the coordinates of f. You have negative 1, negative 4. And then to get the images of all these points, you have to change the sign. So let's see if you could do that right. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you could do that if you want to learn how to do this on your own. And if you're not pressing pause, I'm going to give the answer right now. So let's see if you got it. So in this case, our points are, sorry guys, jumping all over the place. K turns into 4, 4. X turns into 2, 2. And F turns into 1, 4. So you have something that looks just like that, okay? And that's the way we go. So let's try another one, huh? These don't have to go so slow either, but I wonder if you can see those. Here we go. So let's look at P. This is the point 4, negative 1. So now I'm going to make it negative 4, positive 1. Alright? This is the point positive 3, positive 2. So now it's negative 3, negative 2. This is the point positive 2, negative 3. So now it's negative 2, positive 3. And we can connect them. Okay? So that's the way it goes. It looks like it rotated about 180. It should look like if you turn your paper around 180. But all you have to do is get the coordinates of these points, x and y, and turn them into negative x and negative y. So basically change the sign. If they're negative, make it positive. If it's positive, make it negative. Okay? And that's it. Alright? One more. Okay, so we have L is 5, 5, okay? So that means L prime has to be negative 5, negative 5. You got me? Right down here. Alright, F is 5, 2. So F prime is negative 5, negative 2. So I go to negative 5 and negative 2. Now Y is 3 and 4. So that means y prime, just change the sign of both numbers. I get negative 3, negative 4. Negative 3, negative 4. And that's the image, okay guys? So that's the way you rotate 180. Alright, now I'm going to show you the rule for 90 degrees clockwise, okay? 90 degrees clockwise means you turn xy into y negative x, okay? So this is the rule we're going to follow. So get the coordinates of your points. Say this one right here. Okay, we got L is negative 2, negative 3. Okay, so what this says is that L prime is going to be switch the numbers. So I'm going to put negative 3 and negative 2. But since this one is negative, I have to change the sign of whatever number you see. So then change the sign of your second number. So you get negative 3, positive 2. Let's look at y. We got y is negative 5 and negative 4. Right? So that means y prime, switch the numbers around, because it's yx now. So now the xy becomes yx, so switch them, but we change the sign of our second number. So make this positive. Alright? And you're going to do likewise with everything else. Okay? You guys have seen this before, I hope. I really don't want to do all of it right now because we have to go and I'm running out of time. So put the points down and you should get something that looks, you should have these coordinates down here if you keep going with me, okay? And then I'll put those points down a little faster, okay? We'll put negative 5 and 5, and then we got negative 4 and 5. I mean, my fault, 5. And then we got negative 3 and 2, and then negative 5 and 1. Okay, so something that looks a lot like that, rotated 90 degrees clockwise. It should be like the paper, turned clockwise like that. That's exactly what it did. So now we could look at counterclockwise. I suppose might not get a chance at that, alright? Come on, let's do it. Alright, here we go. So, when you go counterclockwise, notice it's a totally different rule. You're going to go xy turns into negative y and x, okay? So I got to click back a little bit. So one more time. Make it a little bigger. So there we go. So xy turns into negative y and x. So I'm going to do a couple of example points. Let's do f, okay? F is negative 1 and 4. So to get f prime, switch the numbers around, 4, negative 1, and then change the sign of the first one. Okay, so I get negative 4, negative 1. Let's try that for v, okay? We got negative 2 and 0. So to get v prime, switch the numbers around. I got 0, 2, and change the sign of the first one. But negative 0 is just 0, so it doesn't matter. Let's look at q, okay? Q is negative 4 and negative 2. So when I get q prime, I need to switch the numbers around, negative 2, negative 4, and then change the sign of the first one. Change it. If it's negative, make it positive, right? So x is negative 5 and 2. And to get x prime, change the numbers around. So I get 2, negative 5, and then change the sign of the first one. So you get negative 2, negative 5. And if I put these points down, we got negative 4, negative 1. We have 0, 2. We have, let me get rid of these ones now. We have 2, negative 4. And the last one is negative 2, negative 5. Alright, so we got something looking like this. Did I do that right? I don't think so. Which one of these is wrong? Positive 2, negative 4. Negative 2, negative 5. Alright. Sorry, I was in a rush, so I know I'm trying to get out of here, guys. So let's just let this thing generate the answers for us, and I'll plot it the way it looks is supposed to be. So 2, -4, all right, and then we got -2, -5, okay, and then we got -4, -1, and then we have 0, -2. All right, so there we go. That's the way it's supposed to look. I guess I had my 0, -2 the other way around. I changed the second one. That's what I did. I went back here. I changed this one to a negative, and I wasn't supposed to, right? All right. In any case, we could stare at this all day, guys. So this is the way it's supposed to be. All right. Go ahead. Good luck. Use those formulas tomorrow. And I'll see you.